Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'll be walking you through the steps for setting up a testnet node for Docushield. To install the node, you're going to need a few things, so here's what you'll want. First, you're going to want to download the IPFS setup zip file. This zip file contains a snippet that we're going to use to modify the configuration file. It includes a swarm key that we'll need to copy over. It also includes PDF files for Windows, Mac, and Linux if you need it. Next, what we're going to do is install the IPFS software, which we'll do in just a moment. And then once it's installed, we're going to be configuring the IPFS software to connect to the Docushield testnet. Once you have this up and running, you can jump on Discord and message the team, letting them know your peer ID so they can validate your installation. Everything that we're going to be doing will be linked in the description below, along with community links for Docushield so you can look them up and check them out. Now that you know what we're going to do, let's get started. Okay, so we're at the IPFS website, and we're going to be doing the Windows installation. So I'll just jump over to the Windows section here. And the first thing is to go down to the downloads page, and we're going to be downloading the latest version. And so we have this IPFS desktop setup file right over here. I'm going to click on it. It's about 95 megs. Let that download in just a second here. There we go. It's done. And then I'll just click on the executable file to start installing it. And what we'll be doing is just doing a basic setup. So just be clicking on next pretty much all the way through here. If you want to change the destination folder and if you have any space issues, you can change that right now. Other than that, just click on install. And the installation is complete. So we'll just click on finish. And now we have it up and running. So currently right now, this is running on a public network. And what we want to do is change this into the private network. So I'm just going to open up my Files Explorer and I'll just jump into my directories over here. So it's in the C and then under users, then my username is going to be virtual on this PC. And then we're going to be going into the IPFS folder. And you can see that we have the configuration file right over here. We found the configuration file. We're going to be leaving this just here for a moment, but what we want to do is actually shut down our node. So this IPF status is up and running. We want to click on the X in the corner, and then over here we're going to right click on it and say stop, and then we're going to quit it completely and have it shut down. Then we're going to back up and open up our directory. Before we continue, I'm going to extract all the files we need for the Docushield node. I'm just going to go into my downloads folder here where I have the setup zip file, and I'm going to extract the contents because we'll need that in just a moment. We're going to need the snippet file. We're also going to need the swarm key. So let me jump back over here, and the config file is the one that we're going to be modifying. I'm going to make a backup. It's not required. I like making a backup copy of this file just in case there's an issue. So it's right over here. I'm just going to call it backup. And this is because I screw up a lot. Okay, so now we're going to modify the config file, and I'm just going to go into my notepad. We're going to take the config file and we're going to drag and drop it in here. Let me just scroll down here. And I'm just going to switch over to the folder with all my downloaded files. And here is the snippet that we need to copy. Let me just minimize that now and minimize this as well. Okay, and we're just going to highlight this section from this quotation all the way down to the comma. Make sure that whole area is highlighted, and then we're just going to delete it. And then what we're going to do is copy this section, clicking copy it, and then we're going to be pasting it back over. And then we just paste it in, and then we can save it. And once that's saved, you can go ahead and close this file and close this one. And we're back at the IPS folder. And now what we want to do is copy over the swarm key. And that swarm key is going to be in my downloads folder, which is right over here. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to copy this into the same directory. And you can see it's all listed here. You want to make sure everything that we're doing is in the same directory. And now we can go ahead and close this and close this. And now we're ready to boot up our node. So I'm just going to double click on the icon over here. And we're going to let it connect. Okay, and you can see that it's discovered 47 peers. We go over to the peer section right over here, and I scroll down a bit here. We can see that we have, oh, now it just jumped up. So now we have 60 peers connected. So we're connected to the network. We have the node up and running, and that's all there is to it. Hope you found this video useful. If you did, please smash that like button. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the comments below. I'll make sure I link everything to their Discord, as well as Telegram and anything else that you might need in the description. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.